Welcome back. We finally made it to the pod ages, and looks pretty uninteresting at first. I mean, it's pretty dark here. There's not much you can see out the window.
There's a button.
There's a button, which doesn't do anything. And if this looks familiar, if you're thinking we've seen something like this before, then you'd be right. We've seen it in... just wait a second, Nora. We've seen this before in Mist 5. The thing that was floating in the asteroid belt into Delmer looked a lot like this, so I guess that was also a pod, although in a different age. And one thing you can notice here are there's these four strange symbols on the floor. Not sure what that's for. And this window isn't looking too good. There's a whole bunch of holes in it. If you come here at a different time of day, yes, these ages have times of day, then you would be able to notice something about the holes and the symbols on the floor. But since we didn't manage to get here at the right time, we cannot see that right now. The puzzle on this age right now, we won't be able to solve it. Or the puzzle for the pod ages, actually, because they're all connected. We won't be able to solve it now, so I won't give you the solution either. This is the only real way you can solve this by yourself, is by coming here very, very often. Something you might want to do anyway, because sometimes you can see animals here.
Yes.
So if you come to the ages often, you'll be able to see some of the animals. Okay, and here we see a number on the floor, and I think this is 13. And that corresponds to the numbers we saw on the map. And there's a bunch of buttons and a switch here. And the switch turns on the lights. So that makes things a lot easier to see, and it also makes it easier to see out the windows.
And I should point out that the power is solar powered. So if you don't turn the lights out when you leave, the next time you come, they won't stay on. We learned this to our detriment.
Yeah, that can be a bit annoying. The buttons here, now we have the power on. You can see that these buttons turn lights on outside. This one doesn't really help much.
No, there's a couple of, in some of the other pod ages. It's much more that the light really makes a difference. In fact, hitting this one, I can see a light coming in from the right. I mean,
yeah.
So there is a light on the outside of the pods. Yes, no, that's gone now.
There's buttons here as well. If you touch these, you can hear animal noises. Let's turn that off again. And each button gives you a different animal noise, I guess for the different animals that you can actually see from this pod.
Yes, it's useful when you first arrive to play these, because then then turn them off, because then if you hear one of those noises out the window, you know that that's the scary one. It's a pretty big one.
We don't really know what the Dunny did here, but I'm guessing they used it for observation and of the local wildlife, and maybe also hunting, because Sharper said that the animals were afraid of the pods. Although it is a bit strange, because if the Dunny used the pods for hunting, that would have been 200 years ago, so you'd think that by now the animals wouldn't be afraid of the pods anymore, if that was the reason. And they definitely do seem to come to the pods now, even though Sharper said that they were afraid of them. If you're lucky, right now I don't see any animals.
Yes, and you do have to be lucky. You have to keep coming back because I gather the animals will appear maybe 4 times in a day. And it's just really, if you happen to be, because I remember how astounded I was when I saw something in this age.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
you can, and once you see something, you can run from window to window because there's, of course, 3 different levels.
Yeah. There's a Nexus book here. Unfortunately, there's not a book back to the library, which would have made things too easy, I guess. Unfortunately, there is no way to get outside the pod. You'll never be able to.
You can really hear the wind here.
Yeah, definitely. No, well, I can't, but I know you can. Let's see what happens if I turn the light on here. Not an awful lot. This light isn't very visible. Maybe if you come here while it's dark, the light would be more obvious.
And we've speculated on what's caused these holes. I think they're bullet holes, but...
Yeah, they do sort of look like bullet holes. Maybe because the winds are quite strong here, so maybe it's just, you know, some small rocks or something that got blown against the window. Although that would have been really strong if they managed to penetrate.
And why would it just happen on that one window?
Yeah. Well, maybe this one is the one facing the wind. It's interesting that we have these holes in the window and the symbols on the floor. Sort of a similar kind of spreading to them. But we'd have to come back at a different time to really show what the point of that is. And also... Oh.
Oops. Whoops.
Good thing there's no collision.
Yeah.
Other than that, these ages don't really have much point except you can get some views and you can spot some animals if you're lucky. And if you come back here long enough, you can discover that there is a puzzle to be solved here. And you're going to need all 4 ages and the map to figure it out. Or just stay in the game long enough and watch the chat, because at some point some people will mention it. Which can be bad, because it can be a spoiler if you're trying to solve it yourself. I know I didn't solve this puzzle myself, because people started talking about what was happening here before I got a chance to figure it out.
And you're someone who would figure it out.
Maybe, yeah. This puzzle is really obscure, and you really do need to come here often to start noticing what's going on, and be lucky that you come here at the right time at least once. Once you've seen the thing that's gonna happen, and I'm not talking about the animals specifically. There's something else that's gonna happen. Once you've seen that, you can begin the process of solving the puzzle, but until you've seen that, you don't really know even that there is a puzzle.
And the other thing is, you could actually be here when it happens and miss it.
Yeah, because
you're on a
you're on the wrong level.
Place. Yeah.
I will say this particular pod, and that's the reason also why we came here first, Payiferen, this one is the key to solving the puzzle if you want to figure it out on your own.
So we've given you some hefty hints.
Yeah, there's some big hints there, but that's as far as I'm gonna go. If you want to know the answer, just mention the pod ages and somebody will probably tell you.
So before you disappear...
Although most people in this game actually do... they are pretty nice about not spoiling things. The pod ages are an exception because of the nature of the puzzle. But usually they are pretty good about not spoiling things. Okay, well, we'll turn off the lights and then end the video. In the next video, we'll go and visit another pod age. Now it's dark again. Okay, well, we'll continue in the next video.